Okay, hey, I'm Blair from Brisbane Sounds, and welcome here in the 100 Club today. And normally each Friday I do a thing called 5-Band Friday, but because this is for the TV pilot, we thought what we might do is, because we want to get more people into Brisbane music, we'll talk about 10 bands from Brisbane that you should be checking out this year, in 2010. So I'm going to talk about 10 bands from Brisbane. I'm going to start with a band that I saw a while ago now, probably back in January, that just blew me away. They're called Blonde on Blonde. They've got a great song called Oh My, and you can find them on myspace.com/Blonde on Blonde, the band. They sound like Queens of the Stone Age. They're big fans of Queens of the Stone Age as well. And this record is, this EP Tease is a really good one. You should check it out on their MySpace, and also grab a copy, support local music. Definitely get behind the band Blonde on Blonde. Next up is Disco Nap. They were actually on the Brisbane Sounds record this year with their song The Soft Cell. And this is a great album from the guys that used to be in Iron On. And you can find more about Disco Nap at myspace.com/Disco Nap. Check out these guys as well. Some great music on there as well. A really cool band, and I really love this song from a band called The Dead Shades called Running. You've got to check these guys out. You can find more about them too on MySpace. Just search for Dead Shades. They're from Brizzy, and they're a great band, and I really like these guys as well. So check out Dead Shades and their song Running. My Fiction are a band that are going really well this year. They sold out the Zoo, and for a local band, that's an amazing thing. The Zoo holds 500 odd people, and to get this band, My Fiction, to sell it out is amazing. It's amazing for any band. And so this is their My Fiction's debut album called Fire, Romance Fire. They're going amazingly well. They won the Queensland Q Song People's Choice Award for the Courier Mail. And you should check out the track Every June, which has a film clip on YouTube as well. And you can find more about them, myspace.com/myfiction, the band. Now, this band, the Gin Club, need probably no introduction to a lot of Australian people. The Gin Club are probably one of the best alt-country, rock and roll style bands. You've got to think bands like The Band, Travelling Wilburys, bands like that, and the Stones, early Stones. Gin Club, this is their latest album, Death Wish. Should definitely check this one out. I recommend you listen to the last track on the album called Shake Hands. It's my favourite, but there's also a video for Pennies and Rain, which is also on YouTube. So you can find out more about these guys, the Gin Club, on myspace.com/The Gin Club. Probably the dirtiest band in Brisbane at the moment for some of their lyrics and some of their songs is a band called The Good Ship. And I saw these guys a while back, and they're pretty crazy. They're sort of like, if you imagine maybe a band like the Pogues mixed with a band that swears a lot and talks about sex, then these guys are really awesome. So check them out. They're called The Good Ship. Their album is called A Vast Wretched Sea. Some of their songs include Sea Monster, 6,000 Cocks, 18 When You're 44, Don't Kiss Me With Your Lips. You have to actually listen to the song to get the rest of that track, okay? And it's great. Probably not for anyone under 18, but it's a great album anyway, for their first album. An EP I got recently by a band called the Baby Seal Club, and it's called Paradise. And it's amazing, actually. This is a really cool indie-sounding band, and I want you to listen to a track called Death Ray from these guys. And this is their first EP. You can find out more about these guys, myspace.com/The Baby Seal Club. Definitely check them out. I think they're going to be on to big things. Next one I got this one a couple of weeks ago, actually, called At Sea is the name of the band, and it's called In Transit. And I really liked the sound of these guys. It was very sort of maybe Black Royal Motorcycle Club, with sort of a lot of distortion and really cool sounding. You can find out more about them on myspace.com/At Sea the band. And I want you to listen to the track on there called 0x0. So these guys are really cool as well. They're called At Sea. Definitely check them out. Dan Parsons is a guy this year who used to play in Andrew Morris's band. Andrew Morris is a great alt-country singer-songwriter from Brizzy, and Dan's gone off with his first album this year. It's gone really well. Dan's was nominated for a Q Song Award. There's so many good tracks on this one, and I definitely think you should check this one out. You can find more about Dan at myspace.com/Dan Parsons Music, and definitely check Dan Parsons out as well. That's a really good album doing amazing things. The last one is Violent Soho, probably the biggest Brisbane band at the moment, who are doing the most amazing things, touring the US with bands like the Bronx, 30 Seconds to Mars. They've been going around for ages though, but all their hard work's finally paid off. They're with First and Moore's Ecstatic Peace record label in the US, and doing Brisbane proud. So definitely, if you haven't heard of Violent Soho now, you're probably living under a rock, but go and check them out. Violent Soho, they're back in the country now for, I think, shows with Children Collide, coming up as well. Find out more about them, myspace.com/Violent Soho. And we've got a couple of other, just one more before we go. The Triple Z. Triple Z about 10 years ago put out Behind the Banana Curtain, which was a compilation album of all Brisbane bands. And Triple Z in Brisbane is a local radio station that's been going for 35 years now, supporting local music and getting right behind Brisbane bands. And this is a great compilation that you should definitely check out and buy. It's got a great selection of the last 10 years of Brisbane music history on there, from Giants of Science to The Greats to 6 Foot Hick, Vegas Kings, Butcher Birds, General Ben and His Sensitive Side, and I Heart Hiroshima, and a whole heap of other bands as well. You should definitely check this one out. You can get it from Triple Z, or you can get it from JB Hi-Fi and heaps of other places around Australia. Which brings me to the last two that we have here as well. Every year, Brisbane Sounds puts out a compilation album of Brisbane bands. We've supported about 71 bands in the last 4 years, from Brisbane Sounds 2007 to Brisbane Sounds 2010. And these ones, this is our latest one, Brisbane Sounds 2010, which you can get in Rocking Horse Records, or you can get around Australia in independent record stores, in the US in Amoeba Records, and in the UK at Rough Trade Records as well. And definitely, these ones are a great way, just like the Triple Z one as well, to sort of showcase what's going on in the Brisbane music scene each year. And so this year's one has like the hip hop of the Coalition Crew, to the rock and roll of Grand Atlantic, the grunge of Dirty Bird, Disco Nap, who we featured before, Hungry Kids of Hungary, who are going really well as well, and then you've got like Blues and Roots from Ace of Broomhill. We try to make a really diverse selection of Brisbane bands, and we put on there. So yeah, and basically you can buy these at Rocking Horse in the city in Brisbane, and it's just a great way that we try to promote Brisbane bands as well. So anyway, that's been 10 bands from Brisbane and a couple of others that I reckon that you should check out to get more involved in Brisbane music. If you want to know any other information, you can go to brisbanesounds.com, and we'll be happy to help you out if you